Quick rundown of what I have going on with the car. I have the complete suspension from Apex Engineered, front and rear. Technotoy tuning coilovers, front and rear. Technotoy tuning, front big brake kit. The rear big brake kit is not needed. I don't need that right now. I'm not going to be pushing a crazy amount of power right off of the bat. The engine management system, I have the OEM ECU flashed with NATS delete. NATS is the Nissan security system for the key, and a Haltech Platinum Pro piggyback system. For the wheels, as you've seen, Hayashi Racing Yayos. I had them custom remade or rebarreled with Love 20B out in California from 14 to 17 9.5 and 17 11 rears with Toyo tires. Those are the sizes. For the transmission, as of now, I have the first manual transmission of the 350Z, which is the CD01. I'm going to hold on to that for now because I don't need anything more than that other than changing out a couple of the synchros. There's the second gear and the fifth gear. They're grinding a lot. I got this car like at 160, 70,000 miles. I put like 10, 20,000 miles on it. So those are the two main issues with that transmission that I'm going to replace. Eventually, I'm going to get the CD09A transmission, but that's going to be for the second engine, which is good. I'm planning on doing a twin charge build for it. So that's going to be for that. That's going to be, it won't be for like a year or two. The differential, I want to get a limited slip diff internal for this car. 1.5 LSD Super Q from Kaz, but I don't need it right now. Fuel system for the 350Z is returnless. On the 280ZX, it's return. So I'm sure I don't have to do too much to turn it to a returnless system, but I'm mainly going to use OEM parts from the 350Z and retrofit it in the 280ZX. The cooling, I currently have the Mishimoto radiator. So I might as well just going to keep that and get the electric fan for it. Multi-leak steering, probably not going to need. It looks like I've cleared that with how I have everything sitting. Shifter position, meh. Custom drive shaft. Front and rear suspension, dialing that in. That won't be until everything is in the car with the weight I'm going to have it driving. That way the suspension could be dialed in pretty good. One of my struts is damaged, so I need to repair it or just get replacement inserts for the front coilovers. I am making my own body kit. I am for the car. I've designed it myself, drew it up, been working on it. Already went over fuel system. So the exhaust and intake system, I'll cover a little bit later about the exhaust and intake system. Pretty self-explanatory with the intake system. I'm going to have just longer tubing. Wiring harness, I'm going to make that once I finish the engine. Engine management, that's there. I have the tuning software and everything in my computer for it. Now for the digital cluster, I'm going to get, it's right here, the Generation 1 300ZX digital cluster gauge. I'm in love with this gauge, and I need to work around it to make it work for everything I got going on here. It's got to be a little finicky, but I know I can make it work. Replace taillight frame section. That has to do with all the rust that I'll briefly brush over, but there's a bunch of rust on this car, and I have replacement panels that I've yet to cut and replace and all that crap. I already have a replacement panel for that. It's just a matter of doing it. And the tail lights I have, but also going to make custom tail lights as well. A lot of work, a lot of shit that needs to get done, but this past month or two, I was able to get a lot of the hard shit out of the way, so it should be pretty much smooth sailing, other than money. So I'm gonna have to pull a bunch of overtime out of my ass to get the rest of the necessary stuff. There's a few things I don't need as of yet, but I will get later on. That's where I am with all of the wanted and needed components for this thing. There is a 150 pounds weight savings from doing the swap. So the original powertrain, the L28E, with its manual transmission, weighs roughly 600 pounds, give or take. The VQ35DE with its manual transmission is about 450 and 550 pounds. I'll be shaving a good amount of weight with the powertrain with double the horsepower. Um, that being said, though, the manual transmissions for both way different, right? The manual transmission for the 5-speed off of the 280ZX is about 50 to 90 pounds. The CDO1 transmission, 100, 120 pounds. The weight, there is a good amount of weight savings, but some of that weight shifted towards the center of the vehicle. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off, relocate them about 1.5 inches forward, tack weld them back on, but I'm going to add more weld spots in. And I'm probably going to add a little bit more structure to it just because there's more weight shifted towards the center because of the transmission. I mean, it probably wouldn't affect it too much, but just to be on the safe side, I'm already here, might as well do it. As for the drive shaft, I'm not going to be able to use this thing. So the OEM drive shaft on the 350Z is made out of carbon fiber. Once it's trimmed, I already compromised the structural rigidity of it. So that's okay. I needed to use something to be able to get the proper measurements for the swap, so I figured why not. But overall, this is pretty good fitment. I'm able to get the proper angle and everything from where everything is sitting. I might have to add some shims on the differential just to be able to get the angle a bit better. That's where it's at with that. Now, for the center console area, the front side is going to be raised about 1/2 inch, but the rear is going to be a couple more. So I'm going to have to see where it'll be best fitting. I figured the lower section of the dash and everything where the radio was sitting, I'm just going to completely delete that and make something in the future. But still have the dash sitting in its OEM orientation. But yeah.